Hey everyone, and welcome to this special on the super full moon in Capricorn, which happens on the 1st of August 2023 at 7:32 p.m. GMT time. All times are in GMT, and I use the constellational Vedic astrology, which is different from Western, which is based on where the planets and luminaries, i.e. the sun and the moon, are at any given time in the sky, rather than the seasons that are used in Western astrology. So when there's a super full moon in Capricorn, it's likely to bring about a sense of ambition and the desire for tangible, physical, touchable success. Capricorn is an earth sign that is known for its discipline, practicality, and ability to achieve goals. So with the super moon, amplifying all of this full moon's energy, it makes an ideal time for manifesting actions and setting intentions. And Capricorn energy is all about taking practical action to make your dreams a reality. So the super full moon at first glance says similarities with a regular full moon in astrology. However, they are subtle yet significant differences that make the super full moon different from a normal full moon period. So a super full moon happens when the moon reaches its perigee, which is the point it's closest in orbit to the earth. So because of this closeness to the earth, it appears more bigger and fuller, and this is why it's called a super full moon, and it shines more brightly in the sky than normal. But as we know, or maybe you don't know, what the moon actually is doing, it's just reflecting back the light that it gathers from the sun. So imagine solar panels, exactly how solar panels were. The moon absorbs the sun's light, and then that's the light it reflects back to us at night time and when it's shining in the sky. So yeah, just a geeky fact for you there. So yeah, spiritually, the super full moon can intensify our emotions and attention, acting as a powerful catalyst, change agent for transformation. During this time, our intuitive abilities, gut feelings can be heightened, allowing us to gain deeper insights into ourselves, other people, and the world around us. We can be more sensitive and feel more connected to the unknown, unseen forces that guide our existence. But because it's in Capricorn, if you are going to venture into the psychic realms, it's going to be in a grounded, practical way, or it should be in a grounded, practical, logical way. Because we have our right brain and our left brain, our logical and our spiritual kind of sides, creative side of the brains, and in my experience it's best when we use the creative and logical minds together. And this is when we're cooking on gas, as we say in England. This is when we're firing, this is when we're moving in the right direction. So anyway, on an esoteric level, the super full moon represents a potent opportunity for spiritual growth, practical transformation, and self-discovery. Its intensified energy serves as a beacon, guiding us towards a deeper understanding of our inner selves and the mysteries of the universe. On the esoteric level, the super full moon acts as like a window, a portal, a door, allowing us to tap into the higher realms of consciousness and access hidden knowledge. So this can be spiritual, of course, knowledge, or logical, intellectual knowledge, whichever floats your boat, whatever you're into. So when compared to a typical full moon in astrology, the super full moon carries more intense energy due to its closeness to Earth, as I said, so it allows us to bring about great shifts in our lives if we want to. Also, the super full moon can be a great time of reflection, especially when it comes to professional goals. It can give us insights into the changes that we need to make at this time. So it's an excellent opportunity to set new career goals, make plans and take actions towards achieving them. The energy of Capricorn, is focused on material sort of things, ambition, recognition, hard work, and making, the intangible, our goals, very tangible. So, it's a time to take decisive, practical steps towards your professional goals. Use this energy to tap into your inner wisdom, trust your intuition, and remember to remain patient, disciplined, and focus on your objectives, as success takes time and effort. So, release old negative patterns as well. That's the spiritual chance you've got here to do, and to release, negative energies, relationships, emotions, and let go of any toxic patterns in your life, whether they be relationships, self-destructive destructive habits, addictions or beliefs that no longer serve you. As the full moon illuminates the darkness, it brings awareness to these areas in our lives that need to be purified, released, readjusted, changed, allowing us to move forward with a renewed sense of clarity and purpose. Because Capricorn represents discipline, hard work and perseverance, keeping on going past the limitations and obstacles that Saturn, that kind of rules Capricorn, along with the core ruler of Uranus as well. So it encourages us to re-examine our goals and expectations and ambitions. Are there authentic goals? Are we at a job that we really want to do, or a job that, I know we have to pay the bills and that, but are we doing our job because we really, we're passionate about it, or is it because, we were told to do it by a parent, society, or have we just got into a trap of a loop? Do we believe that we can't do anything else with our lives now? So you can ask yourself, what are you afraid of? What would you really want to do if, money and time wasn't a barrier? And I know, we have to be logical with it being Capricorn, super full moon, but it's also, we can take that chance to slowly move towards the direction that we really want to be in by taking slow daily steps to reach our goals. The super full moon in Capricorn wants us to strategically plan our next moves and just really reflect on, am I really doing what I really want to do with my life? And although it can be a struggle to do the things we really want, I believe, if we keep on going, taking those small steps, we can, achieve at least 50% of the goals. I'm not one of these airy-fairy people that we can do everything we want, but I do believe that each person can achieve more than what they think they can achieve in their life if they just jigged it around a little bit, changed it around and just take small daily steps to doing so. So, in terms of the spiritual level, it's good to do meditation, prayer, journaling, tai chi, dancing or anything else, energy work, Reiki, emotional freedom technique, anything that gets you in touch with your inner self, dancing to music, screaming, because the energy of this full moon can support us in breaking free from our limiting beliefs and behaviour and embrace a new level of spiritual growth and achievement if we are open to it. So one of the key themes of this super full moon in Capricorn is to embrace self-discipline and responsibility. This means taking ownership of your actions and being accountable for the consequences that may follow. It's about having the discipline to stick to your goals and commitments even when it feels challenging or uncomfortable. And by embracing self-discipline and responsibility, we can tap into the transformative energy of this super full moon in Capricorn and use it to even manifest our wildest dreams. So, use this energy to take time to reflect on your own level of self-discipline. Are you disciplined enough? Could you be more disciplined? How can you improve in, being more patient and taking small daily steps and taking that time out to learn new educational career skills, or take some time out to do your hobbies? What are your hobbies? What are your interests? And if you are prepared to take, small daily steps and hard work, the universe will eventually reward your efforts and help you manifest the life you desire. So all in all, this super full moon can help us overcome obstacles, achieve our goals and find the courage to take on new challenges if you tap into your inner strength by using visualization, meditation, as I mentioned before, or looking at other spiritual, psychological, logical techniques that can help you connect with your higher self, or get in touch with your deepest ambitions. Some of you can find support from loved ones, seek inspiration from mentors, or engage in physical activities that boost your confidence and resilience, like exercising, weights, running, stuff like that. Whatever approach you choose, remember that your inner strength is always available to you and can help you navigate any situation with grace and resilience if you remain open. So now I'm going to talk about the aspects, the aspects that's involved in the super full moon on the 1st of August that happens in Capricorn. So the first one is that the moon's making a biquintal to Mars. So this is a solar energy and it's 1.33 degrees separating, so it's becoming less and less potent. So this subtle energy can bring a sense of urgency to the full moon, The moon by quintile Mars is a harmonious relationship between the subconscious, which is moon, and the drive, sex drive, physical drive, which is Mars. So this energy can boost our creativity, motivation, and a desire for action. However, this aspect may also create impatience and restlessness in us. This can make us make impulsive decisions, so we have to watch out for that. The moon also makes a square to Jupiter and the Sun as well, and they're also involving the T-square, which I'll talk a bit more about later. So Jupiter is the planet of expansion and optimism and growth. So when it makes a square with the moon and the sun, it can bring challenges and conflicts. This aspect can create tension and frustration, especially in areas related to our personal growth and relationships. So the moon also is in a quintile, which is a 72-degree aspect to Chiron. So Chiron represents the wounded healer in astrology and is associated with emotional, spiritual, psychological and physical healing. And the moon also symbolizes our emotions and instincts. So this energy allows us to heal any wounds that we may have on the levels we have them, whether it be physical or spiritual. Can also increase our intuition, so adding to the intuition that the moon brings that I was talking about earlier anyway, and allowing us to connect with ourselves and others on a deeper level. So, you know, overall the moon quintile Chiron adds positive energy to the already potent super full moon. So earlier I mentioned that there was a T-square between the Sun, the moon and Jupiter. So it's at a 26% tightness, which is quite tight. So the T-square aspect represents a time of tension and conflict that requires a resolution. So in this case, the tension is between the moon in Capricorn, representing our emotional needs and inner desires, the Sun in Cancer, and Jupiter in Aries, representing our outer self and beliefs. So this aspect wants us to find a balance between our inner and outer selves, as well as our personal desires and societal, family, career expectations and all of that. So on the positive side, this energy vibration allows us to be more expansive, thinking outside the box and going after those new ideas I was talking about in the introduction. Jupiter's influence encourages us to be more optimistic and to explore more. It wants us to be more successful and seek out more abundance, whatever that means to you. Some of us it's money, others it's more time alone doing our hobbies or spending time with our loved ones, our children, our friends, whatever. The moon involvement in this T-square adds emotional depth, which heightens our intuition and sensitivity. However, just like every coin has two sides, every astrology transit has two sides as well. So the square aspect mentioned earlier between the Sun, Moon and Jupiter indicates pressure and fights. The clash between the Moon in Capricorn and Jupiter in Aries, because Aries is cardinal fire energy and Capricorn is, you know, feminine, earthy energy, and Aries is masculine energy. So it creates a struggle between practicality, ambition and impulsiveness. The moon is in the 16th degree of Capricorn, which I'm going to talk more about later, the significance, but the symbol of this is boys and girls in gymnasium suits, so in gym suits, in exercise clothes. So it suggests a focus on discipline and hard work. In contrast, Jupiter's in the tagline Sabian degree symbol, a young girl feeding birds in the winter. So this symbol implies a nurturing and compassionate energy that we need to tap into. And the Sun's in the 16th degree of Cancer, so this emphasizes emotional intelligence and self-reflection. The symbol of a man before a square with a manuscript scroll before him, which is where the Sun's in the 16th degree of Cancer, wants us to be more careful in our planning and organisation. So in light of these aspects, the best use of this new moon is to find, you know, this T-square wants us to find a balance between nurturing, going after what what we want, and also to use Jupiter's expansiveness and optimism while also grounding, because that's what Capricorn energy is all about in practicality. By combining discipline and hard work with compassion and sensitivity, we can navigate any challenges that come up. And the orb tightness of this T-square between the Sun, Moon and Jupiter backs up that this can be a great period of practical transformation, as the energy of this super full moon will last for about a month. So anything started now or anything that happens now can go on for a month, if not more. So it's very potent, practical energy if you tap into it and use it in the correct way. Okay, so to sum up these exact aspects that's happening during the full moon, the moon by quintile Mars aspect wants us to find a balance between the moon's emotional energy and Mars's assertive energy. The moon and the sun and Jupiter in the square wants us to find a balance between the Capricorn moon's practical and ambitious energy and Jupiter's expansive, overindulgent and optimistic energy. The moon quintile Chiron aspect wants us to tap into our emotional, psychological, spiritual and physical wounds and find ways to heal them and manage healing them. So if you got like a scar on your foot or a wound on your foot, you make sure you're taking care of it. You seek out doctors' advice or hospital advice and change the dressing. If it's an emotional wound, you maybe seek the help of a therapist, listen to some podcasts, go online, seek out some videos, find some books, nurture yourself and stuff like that. Just make sure you're taking care of all your wounds in the right way. And the T-square wants us to not overdo things while also pushing to reach our goals, but without overdoing things too much as well, and not to stop ourselves from going after what we really want as well. So now I'm going to talk about the ongoing aspects. So these are aspects that been started way before the full moon, so we've got quite a bit of them, so I'm just going to talk about them. So the first one we've got is Mercury making opposition to Saturn. This is a type orb because it's 0.26 applying, so it's fresh. So this can bring a clash between our thoughts and responsibilities. It wants us to find a balance between logical thinking and practicality, because like I said earlier, it's about balancing the spiritual creative thinking with the logical practical actions and thinking as well. Mercury's also making a biquintile to Pluto, which is separating. So this wants us and supports us self-reflecting on things and wanting us to transform our toxic behaviours and thoughts and habits and stuff, as well as the way we communicate with others, thinking about the way we say and do things and seeing if there's room for improvement, and there always is. Mercury also makes a sextile square to Chiron, so it supports us healing our wounds, especially those related to communication skills, as well as allowing us to uncover any hidden insecurities that may be stopping our self-expression. Venus makes a square to Uranus as well, so for some of you this can bring unexpected changes and disruptions in your relationships and financial matters and stuff like that as well. But this aspect urges us to be flexible and to be adaptable so we can overcome any challenges that come up. Venus is also in an ongoing quincunx with Neptune. It's separating at a 0.40 orb, but it still brings a touch of confusion and illusion to our love and artistic plans and expression. So it wants us to reassess our expectations and ideals in our romantic relationships and creative pursuits, and also our spiritual development, because sometimes we can be idealistic there, and just to be more practical of healing, we can meditate, we can do our Tai Chi and yoga and all of that, but we also have to take part in practical healing. Sometimes being able to detach from our emotions through meditation is not healthy because we're not dealing with them. It's another form of repression. So just looking into if you are actually taking care of your psychological and spiritual wounds, or are you just distancing yourself from them and repressing them, whereas before you may have done it with drugs and alcohol, you could be doing it now with spiritual practices, meditation, yoga and stuff. So just question yourself in that. And also with all Neptune aspects, watch out for overindulging in alcohol, drugs and porn and sex and all of that as a means of distracting from your real emotional pain or anything that's going on in your life. Mars is trying to Jupiter, which is an ongoing aspect as well, which is applying at a 0.02 orb, adds to the T-square energy that I was talking about earlier, bringing enthusiasm, optimism, especially into our actions and ambitions. So it encourages us to take bold risks and to seize the moment, as they say. Mars is in the sextile square with Pluto, also applying as well, so it warns us of power struggles and conflicts that can come up while we're going after what we want during the Capricorn super full moon period. So this acts as a reminder for us to channel our assertiveness in a constructive manner and avoid getting caught up in controlling or manipulative behaviour. Mars also makes a biquintile to Chiron, so this can support us having inner strength and taking accountability and responsibility, like I was talking about earlier. Also adds to the healing potential, as well as bringing a fiery energy because Mars is involved. So all Mars aspect, pushes us for the best or can make us impulsive. So, it's time to use the warrior within and channel it towards our own self-care and emotional healing with, Mars's biquintile to Chiron. It reminds us that our wounds have the power to transform us, and instead of, being things that hold us back, they can be sources of strength and resilience. So this aspect is, telling us to heal ourselves and the power that can come from acknowledging and not running away from our wounds, but facing them head on, giving us the strength to overcome. There's a lot of Chiron energy during this, so it's really calling us to heal any wounds that we got to our self-expression, going after what we want in our careers and our hobbies as well, and our educational goals, our career goals and all of that. So Saturn's semi-square to Chiron, and Saturn is the taskmaster planet, which also rules, as I said earlier, Capricorn, which the full moon's in. This aspect can bring a tug of war between our responsibilities and our need for healing. So this celestial tension calls for a balanced approach where we honour our commitments while also prioritising self-care and looking after ourselves, because after all, as I'll talk about later, it's important to look after our body and our mind if we really want to, achieve our material goals as well. Pluto's also making a square to the North Node, which is allowing us to, go after our authentic life purpose. And it can be as if fate itself is knocking at our doors, urging us to step out of our comfort zones and embrace our true potential. This alignment of Pluto with the North Node holds the promise of profound transformation, but only if we be courageous right now and determined to navigate the unknown and to go out there and get what we really want. So as the super full moon in Capricorn graces our skies on the 1st of August, we find ourselves in the middle of a celestial sympathy that's calling us to step up into our best selves and take the practical action to do so. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the deeper esoteric and spiritual meaning of the super full moon by analysing the Sabian degrees. So as I said earlier, the moon's in the 16th degree of Capricorn, the sun's in the 16th degree of Cancer, and Jupiter's in the 20th degree of Aries. So the symbol for the moon is boys and girls in gymnasium suits, and it represents the importance of physical activity and exercise and the need, as I said earlier, to balance the mind and body, and as well as our soul, higher consciousness and their needs, and make sure we self-care for ourselves on all levels. So this Sabian degree rules the body part known as the condyle of the right tibia, so our sort of like leg area, highlighting the importance of the proper care of our legs in general, because we know we have to walk, or some of us are in wheelchairs and stuff, so we have to just take care of all of our body as well. So it's telling us that physical activity, whether it's upper body, or whatever way you sort of like do it, is important, as well as teamwork and discipline. So the condyle of the right tibia, which is the lower end of the bone that forms the knee joint, plays a central role in the smooth movement of the new joint. So this symbol is a signal that it's time to focus on physical activity and teamwork to achieve our goals in a nutshell. So, you know, we have a lot of Mars energy, so sometimes that can make us egotistical, pushing other people's boundaries, you know, not caring what they are, just asserting and wanting to do what we feel is best for us. So, you know, the importance of working with others to achieve our goals. This degree wants us to focus on not how can I work against you, but how can I work with you. The sun's in the 16th degree of Cancer, so this symbol, as I said earlier, is a man before a square with a manuscript scroll before him. So the sun in this degree brings our attention to the importance of knowledge and wisdom, asking us to seek out knowledge and find solutions to our problems through research and study. It indicates a strong sense of determination and focus that's been given to us by all these planetary aspects to go after our goals, so we're being supported on the celestial astrological level. This degree rules the pancreas, so again signifies the importance of maintaining a healthy lifestyle and diet. The pancreas is responsible for regulating blood sugar and the digestive system, and this symbol suggests that taking a more conscious approach to our eating habits and lifestyle choices can positively impact, you know, repair, heal, manage this vital organ. Additionally, the symbol's spiritual and esoteric meanings want us to, you know, really get into the importance of self-reflection and understanding our purpose in life, as these factors can impact our physical health. Because if we, you know, we don't care, sometimes we don't care about our mind, looking after our mind or our body and stuff like that. We've all been guilty of it. I've been guilty of it. It can be hard sometimes. You can just be like, you know, I just want to veg out and all the chips, all the sweets, all the fizzy drinks, which are still my vices, my only main vices, but they are big ones. And as I get older, you know, trying to be more on and looking after and eating more balanced, although sometimes it can be hard, but if you fall off one day you get back on. So this degree, the 16th degree of Cancer, reminds us to go after having more clarity about who we are, how we work as a person, how we can look after ourselves as individuals, building our self-awareness, and also, you know, doing all we can to look after the health of our pancreas as well as our overall well-being. Jupiter's in the 20th degree of Aries, which has the Sabian symbol, a young girl fielding birds in the winter. So this Sabian degrees is responsible for the Hyoid, H-Y-O-I-D, because I can't really pronounce it, which is a small bone in the neck that supports the tongue and helps us with swallowing and speaking. So the spiritual and esoteric meaning of this degree is the need for nurturing and caring for those in need as well as ourselves, even through the difficult times, and also looking after the way that we speak, because the tongue's mentioned here, how we say things to other people, and also being more mindful in the way that we eat, because sometimes we can just, because we're always on the go, we can eat a bit too fast and we can just like load all of this food into our digestive system really quick, and this can be really negative for our health. So just thinking about how we swallow things, how we say things as well. The image of the young girl feeding the birds in the winter represents the idea of providing sustenance, food and care during a harsh and challenging condition. So, you know, it's encouraging us to support and nourish those that are struggling. So if you can, giving food to food banks or helping other people in other ways, even just by saying good morning, hello, you don't know how much just acknowledging that someone's there at a bus stop or something can really brighten somebody's day. I've been low throughout my life, and just the kindness of strangers, even if it's just hi, how you doing, you know, can really just draw someone out of a big hole. So just never underestimate the small kind gestures. And overall, the Sabian degree is wanting us to focus on being more compassionate and empathetic to ourselves and others as well, and doing all that we can, even if it's small, you know, even if you're like, oh, I don't have the money, I don't have the time, just the small pleasantries can just be enough to help others, you know. So all in all, these Sabian degrees highlight the importance of looking after the body and also helping others to do so, reminding us that when we work together with others and with the different areas of our human psyche, so our mind, body, soul, higher consciousness, recognizing the connection between our mind, body and soul and higher consciousness. It is through this integration of our physical health and our emotional and spiritual and psychological well-being that we can truly thrive. By doing so, not only do we enhance our physical health but also strengthen our connection to our higher selves. By developing our intellectual abilities, we can unlock new levels of awareness and understanding. By nurturing a sense of empathy, we can strengthen our connection with others and tap into the depths of our humanity. As we navigate through life, it is essential to recognize the interconnectedness between the mind, body and soul, as well as our human connection with one another. Despite our different cultures, beliefs, skin tones, the languages we speak, sexuality or any other defining factor, through this recognition of our interconnectedness, we can cultivate, develop a sense of unity and harmony in our world, transcending the barriers that separate us. When prioritising taking care of our physical bodies, we can ensure our well-being and set an example for others to follow. By exercising regularly, eating nutritious foods and getting enough rest, we signal to those around us the importance of self-care and inspire them to do the same. So I'm going to wrap up this analysis of the super full moon in Capricorn. So on the materialistic, mundane, worldly level, the symbol of the boys and girls in gym suits suggests an energy of youthfulness, vitality and physical activity. It signifies a time when we may feel encouraged to embrace our inner child and engage in active pursuits, whether it be jumping, running, active gaming with VR, whatever, just being more active in whatever that way is for you. If you sit a lot during your day, just by tapping your foot, that's you being more active, stretching your arms, moving about, waving around a bit, So tapping into our physical strength and endurance, channeling our energy towards achieving our goals. And as I mentioned, Capricorn is the earth sign associated with discipline, ambition and the pursuit of material success. The condole of the right tibia points to the importance of balance and stability. It reminds us to ground ourselves in order to navigate the challenges and opportunities that may arise during this time or throughout our life cycle, because life always brings some sort of drama. So the super full moon brings a sense of structure and organisation, willingness to evaluate our priorities and make correct practical decisions, even if we believe in the supernatural and spiritual, to bring it down to earth a bit and to sort of take realistic action into healing ourselves and achieving our goals. There's an old saying that the spiritual achievement represents the material achievement, and this is why a lot of people that go for material successes in their next lives, are building their spiritual body as well, because to be able to execute our spiritual expansion, we have to take practical action and going after material goals, whether that be going to college, university, as we call it in England, or moving up the career level, going after promotion. It's sort of like mirror spiritual development. It's only when we advance, not caring about others or only focusing on money, that we're not doing it on the spiritual way. But if we, sometimes just by giving to others, helping other people out in their lives on the career level, even though these are not seen as direct spiritual acts, that actually do help with your spiritual advancement as well. So it's not about, we have to be spiritual, meditate 24 hours a day, stay in this yoga position all day and not going after material things is not wrong. It's the ways that we do them, and we're just ruthless and cutthroat, and this is not a spiritual way. But if we bring spirituality, which can be as simple as helping other people with a question or helping them, with get up the career ladder as well, this can, help you with your own spiritual advancement. So as we work towards achieving success in the material realm, it's important to look after our physical well-being, and we may find ourselves more driven to work hard and stay disciplined and take strategic steps towards reaching our goals right now, which is a good thing. If you've been bored with your career and stuff, this energy of the Capricorn super full moon can make you more enthusiastic about your career career right now, or going back to school, getting new skills and stuff like that. Capricorn's vibration here at the super full moon is pushing us towards our material success. So now I'm just going to sum up with giving the direct pros, cons and best use of the super full moon. So the pros are we can be more ambitious and determined, giving us the opportunity to channel our ambitions towards achieving our goals. It can give us emotional stability because Capricorn is known for its grounded nature, and enabling us to approach challenging situations with more maturity and understanding. We can be more patient at this time and be more wise at this time as well. The cons are that we can be too rigid in our thinking. That can lead to resistance to change. So it's important to remain open-minded during this time. We can overwork, neglect our families, ourselves, as well as anything else as well. So it's ideal to find a balance between self-care and our drive for, success right now. We can become too detached right now, being overly focused on materialistic achievements and things, as I said, and this can lead to a disconnection from our emotions and relationships. So the best use of this energy is planning and goal setting, creating long-term goals, reassessing your long-term goals and creating a practical plan to achieve them, setting realistic keyword there targets and breaking them down into small actionable steps, as I was talking about earlier. Also work towards your career advancements, taking calculated risks and making strategic career moves as well, and using your determination and focus to excel in your professional plans, or going out then seeking resources that can help you build your concentration and determination as well. Also building stability. This is an ideal time to establish a strong foundation in the various aspects of your life, such as your finances, relationships, personal growth, using the practicality of Capricorn to create stability and security for yourself and those around you right now as well. The super full moon in Capricorn brings a mix of opportunities and challenges. It grants us the wisdom to make thoughtful decisions and the patience to navigate through obstacles gracefully, keeping calm and carrying on, which is always good. However, we have to be mindful of the potential pitfalls that come with this energy, which are rigid thinking, resistance to change, and making sure that we stay open-minded, and keeping in mind that overworking can become a risk, as so can overindulgence, because we've got a lot of Jupiter energy expanding things and Mars fiery energy wanting us to go after things when sometimes we need to just slow down and chill out a bit as well. So finding a balance between action and non-action, finding a balance between looking after ourselves, going after our goals as well. The super full moon in Capricorn reminds us to be cautious of becoming overly focused on materialistic achievements, and keeping in mind that while it is important, which it is important to strive for success, we must also remember to nurture our emotions and relationships. It's all about finding a harmonious balance between our ambitions and our personal well-being. By using the practicality and determination of Capricorn, we can create stability and security while staying connected to what truly matters in life. So let this super full moon guide you towards a more fulfilling and meaningful path forward. So that's my analysis of the super full moon in Capricorn on the 1st of August. Take care and see you next time.